Hello traders, this is Umar with you and hope you are all doing good. So in this video we will see how to double your investment with a term called compound interest. Now you have to remember or you have to look into this in a different perspective. Now you don't have to be in the market or you don't have to be very aggressive. You don't have to do a research about companies, research about the market and sit in front of your terminal and do so many circles to make money, right? There are simple things in the life where you can double your investment. In this video or this is a video where we are going to tell you how to make or double your investment in very few years. Now let us say you have 1 lakh rupees of money in your account. Now you want to double this money in, say, let's say for 5 years or 7 years or maybe even 10 years. Now what you can do is you can go to your nearest bank and ask them for a FD account. Once you deposit this 1 lakh, after, let's say bank is giving, how much they are giving? Hardly 5%, right? Let's say 5% they are giving interest, FD returns. Now at the end of 1 year, how much you are going, the 1 lakh you have invested is going to be 1,05,000. Now what you have to do is the second year you have to invest this 1,05,000 in your FD account. Now you have to keep on doing this without touching this, without breaking the chain, without disturbing this, and at the end of, let's say for 10 years you are going to be your amount is going to be doubled. Now let me show you this example. In this example, what I have done is, this is a compound calculator. Let's say I have a initial amount of 1 lakh rupees and I am getting a interest rate of around 9% yearly, and I am doing this compound interest, simple compound interest for 10 years, and my interest is compounded every year at the end of every year, right? At the end of 12 months my interest is compounded. Now if I do like this, my initial investment of 1 lakh is going to be 2,45,000 at the end of 10 years. So that is how much? More than 100, right? More than 150%. Yeah, 150% return on investment without taking any risk. Now you have to see the graph here. This is all simple things where you can make your money to work for you. You don't have to run behind money. You can deploy your money into certain instruments or certain asset classes where your money works for you so that you are calm and peace. Now let's see here in this one. In the first financial, like you had a 1 lakh rupees of cash, you have deposited that cash into a bank account and that bank is giving a 9% return, 9% interest. Now at the end of financial year, your 1 lakh rupee is going to be 1,09,380 rupees. Now at the start of the second year, you are going to invest this not 1 lakh. You are not going to take home that 9,000 rupees. Instead, what you are going to do is you are going to add the 9,300 rupees which is the interest you have gained, and you have to deposit again, reinvest it again. So at the end of second year, your 1 lakh is going to be 1,19,000. At the third year, it is going to be 1,30,000, 30% return on investment in 3 years. And at the end of fourth year, it is going to be 1,43,000. At the end of 5 years, it is going to be 1.56 lakh. So around 40 to 60% return on 5 years, in 5 years. So do you think this is a good return? Yes, it is a good return. When you compare the market, when you see the market, what is happening in the market, really this thing seems to be very attractive, right? Now, but the question here is, does anyone give 9%? I don't think so, right? Does the bank give you 9% return? They don't give you, hardly 4.5%, and if you are a senior citizen, they are going to give you 5% return. Now, what you have to do is you have to do some research or you have to take some risk to gain higher interest rate. For that, you have to go for other instrument or other asset classes which are giving you high interest rate. Let's say for example, your bank is giving 5%, 4.5% or 5% return. Now in order to get more interest, because the more interest you get, the more returns, the more return, the higher your compounding is going to be, and the more you are going to the faster compounding will be, and the more you are going to get, right? Now instead of 5% return, you want to get, let's say, 7% or 8% or 9%. You have to take some risk, but when you compare with the market risk, or when you compare with the other asset classes risk, this risk is going to be a calculated risk. Now in order to get high interest rate, as I told you, you have to go for other asset classes. What are those other asset classes? Let's say you can go for mutual fund. Now there are various types of mutual fund, and there is one specific type of mutual fund, debt fund. I'm talking about debt fund. I'm not talking about index fund, or I'm not talking about some ETF or some other fund. I'm talking about debt fund, right? You know what is debt fund, right? Now you have to go for credit risk fund. So what is credit risk fund? Now there are many credit risk fund. Let's say, for example, Hdfc is having, Axis is having, SBI is having, and many other banks are having credit risk fund. Now what is credit risk fund? Now credit risk fund are mutual fund or funds which are managed by big companies like Hdfc or Axis Bank, which give loans to companies which have low credit rating. Let's say, for example, you know Vedanta has many issues, or let's say PNB, Punjab National Bank, they have many issues. They have defaulted, or they have so much outstanding due to their loans. They have so many NPAs. So these companies have less credit ratings. Or let's say for example Vedanta, they have less credit rating because their outstanding is very high, or they are not able to meet their obligation on time. These kind of companies, or the companies which are having less credit ratings, what will happen is they tend to give more interest rate. The companies which are having low credit rating, if they go and ask for a loan, obviously they are going to get a loan, but for a high interest rate. Now these mutual fund give loans to these kind of companies which are having low credit rating, so that they get high interest rate. Now let's say, for example, there is a fund called I'll show you. This is a fund called Hdfc Credit Risk Debit Fund. Now this fund has given a return of around 9.86% per year. So that's almost 10% return. You are getting 50% more, 100% more than what you get in the bank. You get FD returns 5%, but in this fund you are getting 10% return. Now what does this company do is, they have invested, or they have given loans to many companies. Now say, for example, Shriram City Union Finance Limited, they have given non-convertible debentures, and Vedanta, they have given debentures. Bharati Hexacom, they have given non-convertible debentures. Tata Motors, they have given, and DLF, they have given. Government of India, Inox Wind. So all these kind of companies, they have given, done debentures, right? Now before investing in this fund, you have to do some research. Let's say, for example, Bharati Hexacom, or let's say for example Shriram City Union Finance. You have to go and do some research about this company. Obviously, when you are investing in mutual fund houses like this, you have to see what they are doing, right? Now let's say, for example, Power Finance Corporation, they have given money to Power Finance Corporation, non-convertible debentures. You have to go and see what is happening in Shriram City Union Finance. I think we were talking about Power Finance Corporation. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Now there is a website called CRISIL rating, which is rating the credit, rating the financial situation of any company. If you go and search about Shriram City Union Finance Limited, they have a CRISIL rating of AA, double A, which means you have to see here, which means CRISIL rating of double A means instruments with this rating are considered to have a high degree of safety regarding timely servicing of financial obligations. Such instruments carry very low credit risk. Now, if you go and research all these companies which they have given, you can find that they have given money to companies which have a good obligation, or they have paid money in time, or they have not defaulted in their payment. So you have to do a research before you are investing in this credit risk fund, so that you get good interest. Now there is one more company called ICICI Prudential Credit Risk Fund, which has given a return of around 8.5%, or you can go for SBI Credit Risk Fund, which has given a return of around 7.5%. And there are possibilities that this credit risk fund can default. Now Edelweiss Credit Risk Fund has defaulted, and some other PSU mutual fund which has a credit risk fund has been defaulted. So there are probabilities that these companies can default, so these mutual funds can default. So you have to do the research and invest in this credit risk fund. Obviously you are getting high returns, but you are taking some moderate risk, right? So you have to do the research and invest so that you get high returns. That is the objective of here. Instead of going otherwise, if you don't want to take risk, all you have to do is you have to go and go to your local bank and just open a FD returns, and you can keep on doing. Even if you invest in FD returns, your returns are going to double in 7 or 8 or 10 years, right? So this way you can keep on exponentially increase your investment. You don't have to worry. The more time you give, the faster the compounding is going. Let's say for example you are in your early 20s. Even now if you invest 1 lakh rupees, when you are 40 years or 45 years, your 1 lakh investment can be maybe 4 lakhs or 5 lakhs. So this 1 lakh is just an example. You know, if you invest 10 lakhs or 50 lakhs or 20 lakhs, what is going to be your return? So this is the power of compounding. Every individual, every person has to do this to increase their investment. So I thought this would be very informative, and I thought I should share with you people. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. Take care. Bye.